This is question number 19 on the November 2013 higher non-calculator paper. The question says, in a supermarket, the probability that John buys fruit is 0.7. In the same supermarket, the probability that John independently buys vegetables is 0.4. Work out the probability that John buys fruit or buys vegetables or buys both. So you need to work out the probability that he buys fruit, he buys vegetables, or he buys both. Now, as you think about this question, there are several ways of doing it, but one of the best ways of doing this is to think about what the question is asking you to do and how you can actually use that. So the question wants you to work out the probability that he buys fruit or vegetables or both. Okay, so if you think about these three things, so he could either buy the fruit or buy vegetables or buy both. If you think about what the probability for him buying fruit or vegetables or both or none is, so those probabilities add to 1. And I think from what the information they've given, right, I can actually use that to work out the probability that he buys neither fruit or vegetables. If I could work out the probability he buys neither fruit or vegetables, if I could work that out and then take it away from 1, I could therefore work out the probability that he buys fruit, vegetables, or both. Remember, all probabilities means that you add, and the probabilities mean that you times. So in this case, these are all probabilities. What's the probability that he buys neither fruit or vegetables? Well, the probability to buy fruit is 0.7. So the probability he does not buy fruit so this will be fruit and vegetables, times the probability it does not buy vegetables. So if that's 0.7, 1 take away 0.7 is 0.3. That's the probability of not buying fruit. 1 take away 0.4 is 0.6. That's the probability of not buying vegetables. If you times these together, you're going to get 3 times 6 is 18 and 2 decimal places, so it's 0.18. This is the probability of not buying either of those. So if I had to write that somewhere on this line here, that's the probability of buying none or neither, so that's 0.18. That means these here plus 0.18 is going to add up to 1. So in other words, I need to do 1 take away 0.18. Shouldn't find that too tricky, especially at this stage of the paper. That's going to be 0.82, and that's what I'll write in my answer space, 0.82. This is a pretty tricky question, but if you're aiming for an A or an A star, you should be able to do this question, understand it completely, and understand what you need to do to get full marks.